on my computer and my phone at the same time. All right.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Just watch this when you have the time. It's fantastic.
So my mom said active shooter at St. Francis Hospital.
Oh yeah, I already got the scoop on that.
Dude shot himself and 3 others. Every cop and firefighter in the surrounding area is all over there. Very impressive. Not trying to look like them Texas cops. TPD kicking some ass. You should Google it.
Well, no, you can tell that this one wasn't done by the CIA because it wasn't like there was probably some good motive behind it. Usually, if there's
Mhm.
like no, if it's always like if it's a random shooting with a bunch of innocent people and there's like no clear motive, then it's usually done by the CIA, or it's usually somebody at the
Mhm.
CIA groomed to be a domestic terrorist. It's like never uh,
Yeah.
organic. But yeah, this one seems organic.
MK
At least they,
Ultra, MK Ultra fucking sleeper cell.
yeah, I'm excited to see if the national news picks it up as a good thing to further their gun control narrative. Because some of
Probably
those
they'll.
things happen. Well, they're very picky and
You know
choosy if
what?
you've noticed about
The
what they
the
cover.
no, the Rolling Stones is gonna pick it up and say
Oh
thousands line up outside of hospital after
yeah,
shooting to get
yeah, dude,
ivermectin.
I almost forgot about that. It's like, yeah, people can't get, yeah, people were outnumbering the gunshot victims for ivermectin poisoning or something, and it's like, and they showed it was in the middle of August, and they showed a picture of people wearing winter coats and all. I love it, dude. I love it, dude. Seeing that type of stuff makes me so happy because it's like, here's something I can actually show people. I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? It's like they are deceptive. Here's a
Same,
great example. You know what I mean? It's like here is the
same.
most clear-cut example of like why I believe
Lying.
there's evil.
No, just lying is straight up
Yeah, just
lying is what it is.
well, and then they wrote a story about something that was a lie. They knew it was a lie, but they're like, ah, screw it. We already wrote it.
Just
That's
use a
literally
fake picture or something. Use a picture from Ohio.
yeah.
It's like not even a Tulsa hospital.
Well, do you remember whenever there was all those articles that came out, like, or they were accidentally published too early, like around the election? There was one that was like
Oh
Trump
yeah,
victory or something, and it's like, wait, the election's not for another 2 days.
I do
I
remember
love
all that stuff, and
I love that shit. That's my favorite. That's my
it's like,
favorite subject.
oh wait, um, oh yeah, Biden didn't say "son of a bitch" or something like that, but there's like a video of it
Yeah, he didn't
where
say son
he
of a bitch. He said some bitch.
some bitch or well, yeah,
So that's
mostly
enough.
false.
Yeah, mostly that's enough for a fact check to be like, ah, yeah, we got it. He didn't say this exact. This he didn't put the quotation mark right there like the person on Twitter said.
Oh man,
Hey, tell me about this gas stations being out of gas in Tampa. What's that all about? Was that just an anomaly, or is that like something you're seeing?
I don't know. So whenever I went and picked up gas on Sunday, it was pretty much like 4.49 everywhere. Today driving around, it's hovering in between 4.80 and $5.
Damn, I don't even
And
know what it is here, but it's not that high.
and yeah, there's been probably 10 gas stations that I ran across that have been out of gas. All on
Maybe
the
it's
east
because
side
like,
though.
do you think like maybe they aren't like they aren't able to get a credit to fill up on as enough gas as they need, and they have to have like a minimum, but like their credit line for like because that's how gas dealers work. Like I know that's how Quick Trip worked. Like they get all their gasoline from Dyke or whatever that company's called, and like
No,
it's like a credit system
there's literally like a
or
like a
shortage.
shortage. Yeah.
Oh damn. Well, blame Putin. Hey, blame Putin, right? That's
Yeah, let's
they're not even talking about the Ukraine thing in the news anymore besides blaming Putin for the recent inflation. Have you noticed that? They're not even talking
yeah.
about like the actual ground war. They're just talking about, oh, well, here's the reason why X is happening because Ukraine.
Dude, like I swear the weirdest shit is happening right now. If you go online and you do like a live, like that flight tracker app,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, there's one for oil tankers, and it'll track all the oil tankers, and there is
Yeah,
basic
the ships.
dude, there's nothing coming into the US. It's all going out of the US and all going to Europe, and all of Europe's and, like, down where the, God, it's like a fucking famous channel way down there by, like, fucking
Animal.
no, not Panama, God, the Suez Canal or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
that all those oil tankers are going directly to Asia, and so, like, all of our oil is going overseas right now, it's really strange. Like, we're
Well,
not
that's the deal.
receiving
Yeah.
any, and
Well, and
all
that's
we're
the deal. Is like we
exporting
produce
all.
everything here. I think we're actually,
We're
well,
exporting all of it.
we're the largest country in the, or the largest producer of oil that is privatized is the United States. Every other company or every other country that's a large oil
It's pr
producer is
it's
state-run
probably
oil.
I think that it's probably because, like, they're making more money by shipping it overseas, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, for sure, dude. Like, think about like how it's profitable. Profitable. Have you seen that? There's like a meme, and it's like this is why our supply chain is so fucked or something. And it was like, it was just like a little picture of like like one of those little containers of like peaches that you get for lunch, like all little cups of peaches, and it said grown in Mexico, packed in Thailand, but somebody was buying them in like the U.S. So that means they grew them in Mexico, shipped them all the way to Thailand just to pack them, and then shipped them all the way back. And it's like, how is that even profitable at that point? But when you think about it, it's all the tax and like trade restrictions levied by the United States onto importer exporters that has
It is.
caused that.
Well,
It's pretty
also,
bad.
whenever you look at labor laws, they're a lot different too, and
It's
you're
just
gonna be a lot more
overregulation.
profitable. You're gonna be a lot more profitable if you're able to package it where a
Well,
place doesn't have as many restrictions. And think about the
exactly.
restrictions here where it's like, "Oh, yeah, we have, like, the USDA certified and all that bullshit," and, like, these are agencies that are basically blockades to people that are trying to.
Trying to provide goods to millions of people. That's
Yeah,
literally what
I
it is.
mean,
It's trying to give the
they're
baby formula to people who need it. Like people hate Walmart. Well, Walmart comes into a impoverished area and provides cheap food and clothing for everybody's children. So like it's that same thing. Every time you see like something weird going on with trade, or it's always because it's like, oh, they just have to do that as a loophole to escape all of these ridiculous restrictions. Like, I don't know if you've seen this, but I saw something where it was like you can probably look it up. It's like the world's shortest railroad or something, and it's literally like a 300-foot long strip of railroad in between the U.S. and Canada, where they take stuff off a truck, put it on the
dude,
train,
you
ship it
told me
across the
about this.
border. Yeah,
You're the one
because
who
it's
told me about this,
cheaper.
I think.
Because it's cheaper to ship it by rail than by truck. And so they just like, okay, we'll just unload it off the truck, ship it over by train, and then 200 feet later, pick it back up. And it's like, why are they doing that?
That's
It's like,
fucking
oh, it's because of all
ridiculous.
these stupid like tariffs and like. Do you remember reading about like the North American Free Trade Agreement? Like NAFTA was a big deal like back in school, like they taught you about it, but it's like there's nothing free about trade in between North America because look at all like the shit goes from Mexico to Thailand to the U.S. Like, how is that free trade? That's expensive. And if you're wanting to curtail global warming, the best thing would be to eliminate as many of these stupid regulations that force people to use more fuel and things like that. It's crazy.
Yep. It is using a lot of fuel.
It's insane, dude. Dude, and like all this shit from I don't know if you've seen any of this, but all that stuff from like Davos over the past couple weeks, or I think it was last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
But
No,
it's like they're just
I
coming out and
followed that
saying stuff
heavy.
now. They're
Yeah,
just like
they're
coming
like,
out and saying like we need to reduce the world population. Like they're just
yeah,
straight up saying
oh,
it
yeah,
now.
we need to reduce the population, and we actually partnered with the, FDA and CDC, and we have developed a pill that will implant a
Kill
chip,
them.
and it will track, what vaccines you have taken and what vaccines you have not taken. It's like literally a cliff. It's like, "What?"
Well, yeah, I saw that, and what's funny is that clip is actually from 2018. And everybody's like, "Nope, debunked. This is from 2018," and you're like, "That's even worse. That means they had these
Yeah.
plans before the pandemic even started." Like, and that explains that's way worse. That's like
Dude,
whenever people say, "Oh, I
did
don't
you see
write the
all
rules,
the
I just enforce them." That's way worse.
I know, right? Did you see all the journalists that were there trying to like report on it, and they were just surrounded by like these fucking dudes with the MP5s, like these buff Swedish dudes with
Oh
MP5s all
yeah.
around. They're
Well,
just
I saw
fucking
that
dead.
because like on a libertarian Twitter, they were all talking about that Jack Posobiec guy or whatever. Who I don't even like him. He seems like a
I don't
plant
know
or
who
something.
that
Like
is.
he's the guy that does all of oh, not the Project Veritas stuff, but he's like adjacent to that kind of.
Oh, okay.
Um, but like
I
that's
think
what he does. But he's
he's like
also
really
weird.
fresh looking, like he looks very
Yeah.
clean all the
Yeah,
time.
he's always like, but he's
Okay, I
also
think I
like
know who
too
you're talking
smart
about.
to be just a journalist because like he can speak full Mandarin, he can speak French, Russian, and English, I think, or something. It's
Yeah,
like,
yep. I
why
know
do
who
you
you're
know all
talking
these
about.
languages? Like, it's and he's married to like a Chinese lady. It's like I think you might just be like Chinese intelligence or something. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
like he was detained and stuff, and like
he's like a
surrounded by
Russian spy, probably.
well, yeah, dude, that was wild because it was literally
He's probably planted here by like
I got to
fucking
show you. I
Vladimir
don't know if I have a screenshot of
Putin.
this, but there was a. If you zoom in on the cops that were like detaining him, they have patches that says Davos Police or like Davos World Police, and
Oh yeah,
and
no,
on
okay,
the
I saw
patch it has like
that.
a picture of two demons and all this shit. It's like crazy.
No, it's really fucked up, dude. You know what I saw about the Hoover Dam earlier today?
Hmm.
There is some weird shit about the Hoover Dam. Let me show you a couple of pictures just on fucking Google Images really quick.
Oh, is it like crazy imagery or something? Like the Denver airport?
Um, let's see if I can just see if I can just share my screen really quick. You're able to see it all right on your phone or not?
I can't see anything.
Uh, this.
Oh wait, here we go.
Okay, this Hoover Dam, there's like these statues there, bro. There's two of them, and they sit side by side. How do I make this image bigger?
Dude,
Fuck.
that looks just like the things that were on that patch I was talking about.
All right,
They're like
you
fiery
see
Valkyries
this?
or whatever they're called.
You
Hell,
see
hell
this?
demon or hell
This
angels.
is yeah, this is at the Hoover Dam, and then I don't know if you can see this very well,
Is
but
that a
there's like
memorial?
a triangle. It's the Freemason logo,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's like disguised in there. And dude, there is some really weird fucking shit about the Hoover Dam. They have this saying on one of their statues, and it says like the ones that sacrificed their life, the 100 that sacrificed their life made the desert bloom or something like that. And it's like they have a memorial to like 100 people, but apparently they sacrificed them at this fucking altar out there. It's crazy, bro.
Well, that is weird because you always hear about like, oh yeah, the Hoover Dam, so many people died, and it like literally sounds like they were. It sounds like a pagan ritual where they were sacrificing people to the dead.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Wait,
Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi cut out.
well, dude, it's gonna just cut out again.
No, I
Are you
turned it
in your
off on my phone.
basement?
Yeah, I had to
But you're
plug
in.
in the power
Yeah,
for
I
my
turned it
garage.
on. I turned it on cell, but I'm in my basement. You're trying to get a tower signal in your basement.
Yeah, that's basically
You just
the
made it
deal.
worse, probably.
But yeah, what I was saying about the Hoover Dam, I mean, that all seems like a sacrificial thing because, yeah, you always hear about these stories of the Hoover Dam killed tons and tons of people, but then, like, you read about the Golden Gate Bridge only killed 3. Empire State Building only killed like 2 or 3. Like, and those are way more
Dude, and
potential for like
and they
mass
have
death than that.
they have creepy ass like devils around like a fucking sacrifice pit with a knife in it, and then it says like to the ones who sacrificed their lives and made the desert blossom. I'm
Well,
pretty sure
yeah,
that's what it says.
and well, that's what's crazy because they always
And they have their names, but they're all written in like fucking Hebrew or Latin or some shit, like some
well,
weird
right,
looking language.
because that's exactly what I was just about to say. Was every single time there's like some weird sort of imagery attached to some sort of like American monument, they're always like, oh no, it's cool. It's just like it's inspired by the Native American history and the folklore. But it's like, okay, then why is it written in Latin? Why is it written in
Yeah,
Romanian or something like that, where like pagan witchcraft and all this, well, like Moloch or whatever, like the owl god that they
yeah,
praise at Bohemian Grove, that's all like a Romanian or, damn, what do you even call that area? I forgot what you call that, but it's like, like an ancient, it's like an ancient sect or whatever. Not quite a cult, but it's not quite a religion either. It's like a governing
mhm.
body of like very powerful people, I guess you could call. I don't know. It's like the world's first oligarchy. But same thing with Freemasons, though. Freemasons, all their shit's weird.
Yeah,
Every
like
single thing they build always has weird ass shit like that.
everybody's like, Alex Jones is crazy. There's no such thing as Bohemian Grove. They don't meet up outside of in the forest in robes around a burning owl.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Alex Jones actually goes there and like records it all happening and then just puts it out to the world, and then everybody tries to censor him and like shut him up, and like it's fucking weird, dude. He can't even be on YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, the weirdest thing with him is that they kicked him off everything at the exact same time, and it was for a threat of violence, but it wasn't a threat of violence. It was literally him saying, these people are after you and your family, guys. Everybody needs to prepare. You need to read up on what you're talking about. You need to get your battle rifles ready because these
mhm,
people will not stop until you're fully dominated and your children are dead. That's what he
mhm.
said. I don't know if that's verbatim. I'm just like kind of,
Yeah,
winging it
that
there. But
sounds
that's
like
what he
something he
said. And then
said, yeah.
the first one was YouTube took him off, and then within 24 hours, it was everything, including Uber for threats of
Yeah,
violence. So
dude.
like that's
He
just
was talking about, like, how he can't use Venmo or Cash App or, like,
yeah.
and even, like, PayPal, like, all these payment services, like, he can't even use.
Losing access to banking, which is something that is technically in the U.S. since it's monopolized, is a right. To
Mhm.
like forfeit that on behalf of just free speech is insane. It's
Yep.
well, there's so much stuff like that. It's like the deal where I was always concerned about getting like a medical marijuana card because it's like, well, what about guns? Because like there was a big stipulation for a while is if you have a medical card, you can't have guns. But it's like, wait,
That's a
just because I'm
constitutional right.
prescribed weed, I'm
No,
not allowed to defend
it's
myself?
const no, okay, there's 25 open carry states, and
Oh yeah, there's 36 constitutional.
there's 24 shall issue, and there's only 1 may issue. Or wait, I think New York's a may issue now. But
No,
basically,
well, New
may
Jersey
issue.
is because you have to get like a letter from
Oh, New
your
Jersey.
sheriff or whatever.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and that's where you also can't pump
there's
gas
only
by
2
yourself.
states. It's like California and one other state, and they're may issue. So you have to ask the state for permission to buy, like, or have a gun to
Yeah, that's
basically.
fucked up. Oh, dude,
It's so strange.
my dad just got he has a fully suppressed 22, and I was shooting it the other day at the lake. It is sick. It's almost hilariously quiet. It's quieter than a paintball gun. It's like it just sounds like somebody's like hitting a block of wood with like a small hammer. It's just like cuckoo,
That's
cuckoo.
dope. Dude,
It's so
I've
badass.
shot a 22 before with, like, subsonic rounds, and it was like shooting a BB gun almost. It
Yeah,
was so
exactly.
fun.
Like all you hear is like you just hear like boom tink, or you hear like boom tink, boom tink, boom tink. That's all you hear. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's badass because
But
you can
that's the
just, like,
deal. Is
clip
like,
bang them out, yeah.
but that's what's nuts is like there's people out there that think that's a weapon of war, and like literally you'd have to put like probably 20 rounds into somebody with that because like yeah, with a suppressor that thing's only going like maybe 600 miles an hour. Like it's
Yeah,
not. It's going slightly faster than an airsoft pellet,
yeah.
and that's literally. And, dude, the Canada shit blew my mind. Like all the handguns. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Um,
apparently they're gonna do, like, mandatory buybacks and
oh, they're doing that
stuff.
in California now too. They said the largest, Mr. Gay Fag Newsom, said, "Yep, or California is drafting the legislation to do the largest gun buyback the U.S. has ever seen. which they're not buying it back.
You know
Like
what
the government, I didn't buy it from the government. You know what I mean?
you know what it is? They give $200 gift cards
To homemade
for
shotguns.
rifles, and they give $100 gift cards for handguns or basically anything else.
I love
Two
those
hundred dollars.
stories.
You know, like you're gonna sell your like $1,000 gun to a cop for
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna
$200
sell my
and
PPK
gift
for
cards. And
$200. Are you kidding me?
a gift card to what? Probably like
Yeah, it's
Applebee's
probably
or something.
yeah, no, it's probably for a restaurant that's like not within a 200-mile radius of you. So you have to like order their shit that comes with dry ice, you know? It's like, oh, we got a cheesecake from this place in Los Angeles, but we live in Redland, you know, like some shit like that. But dude, it's insane
That's
to even
hilarious.
consider that because it's what do they plan on doing that they're expecting people to shoot them for? You know what I mean? Like that's every single time I see this, like, oh, we need to take the guns. It's like, what do you guys plan on doing next that people would be so angry that they would turn their guns on you for? Like, because that's seriously what it is. Because it's like every single time they do this, it's followed up with something like, oh, turns out the NSA was spying on everybody during COVID.
Yep.
Or, oops, turns out there wasn't nuclear, or
Yep.
there wasn't, maybe the Ukraine war. Like, they're preparing for something that's going to be so paradigm shifting that it would cause mass violence among the populace. And like,
Yep.
that's the only way they can see. But see, that's the deal.
Dude,
Like
this
gun
is
culture is
something.
ingrained. You're not getting rid of it.
This is the slow takeover of the globalists. They have to play the slow game in the U.S.
Well, and
Hey,
it's
they already got
slow.
Australia underneath them. They already got the whole UK underneath them. They already got China fucking sucking their dick. They already got everybody on their side. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
but the U.S.
Well,
is probably one of the only outliers at this point. They got Canada already,
yeah, they
Mexico,
got
and
Canada.
U.S.
They
Dude,
got Brazil, Venezuela a long time ago.
I think that Mexico and the U.S. should just fucking merge into one massive country, and then we could be
Fuck yeah, dude. Imagine our labor force. Could you imagine
dude.
our labor force?
Dude,
We would be
Mexico and the
we'd be
U.S.
back.
would be unstoppable.
Oh yeah.
Militarily, fucking drugs elite.
Dude, get the
We would
cartels to
we
work
would
for us.
we would control the entire. We would have basically a barricade around the world for shipping. We would have like a monopoly on trade
Oh yeah.
if we had the coast of Mexico as well, with like the funding and kind of economy of like Mexico and the US. Well, we have like agricultural in the US, but if you think about like Mexico, they can grow a lot of stuff that a lot of other countries want. They what I wonder what Mexico's GDP.
Mexico has
What
free
is
season
there?
growing. They can grow
Oh
all
yeah.
year round or mostly full year growing for the most part. But that's what blows my mind is like, why haven't they done that yet? Like literally, like Trump should have bought Iceland. You remember when he was joking about that? Like he literally should have done
Yeah.
that. We would have had a North Atlantic like territory. And like if you had something like that, you could get rid of all these military bases across the world that, just do nothing but spend billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Like, and that would be a win-win. Like the people who were, good like Democrats 20 years ago, they're still anti-war today for the most part. And they'd be like, okay, cool, we can cut that down. We can kind of chill out with the empiricism or whatever you want to call that. I guess I don't know. But that is hilarious though. Saying, dude, we had Mexico like we would be back to like World War II like production or like industrial, that type of stuff.
Mhm. Mexico, what does Mexico make the most money from? All right.
Uh, Probably just farming, like or just agriculture. I mean, that's what most like subtropical or temperate climates are like agriculture. With them, it's probably sugar cane, corn. It's got to be something like sugar cane and corn. Aside from that, like as a physical hard product, I think they have like a bunch of like mining, like copper mines and stuff like that, but I could be wrong. There's a bunch. All I know is that there's a bunch of rail. Whenever we were flying, or I was flying back from San Diego, like we flew directly across, like along the border wall the entire time. It's a
All right,
Phoenix.
here we go. Leading industries in Mexico. The leading industry in Mexico is the services sector, which contributes
Oh,
to
hospitality.
59.8% of the total GDP. The industry sector contributes 36.6% to their G. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Well, like, do you think
Followed
that's
by
tourism?
It says followed by agriculture with 3.6%, significantly
What?
low.
50
Um,
something to 3? That's wild.
where does it import from? This is worldatlas.com, and this is I guess I could go to Wikipedia, but I really don't want to. All right,
Oh
what is
no, don't go to
Wikipedia?
that. They have half a page of text wall of begging for money about their crappy journalism. It's not even an encyclopedia because like I love whenever you'll look up something. Like I was just looking up an acronym the other day, which was like oh yeah, MGTOW, which is like men can go their own way or something.
What?
And then like as soon as you all it is like a it's kind of a joke, but it's like, oh yeah, men's rights instead of women's rights. That's like what the deal is. But
Oh,
like as soon as you look it up, it's already framed as a far right fascist organization that is sexist,
the,
racist, all this stuff. And
sure.
then but it's
By the way,
like, well, I'm just trying to figure out what the acronym means. Yeah.
all right. So, well, I guess I'm not gonna share it. I'll just it says tobacco, aerospace, petroleum, and mining are the biggest
Oh,
industries.
tobacco, really? That's crazy. I would have they must make a bunch of cigars or something.
Per the International Monetary Fund, Mexico has the world's 11th largest GDP by producing power. Goodness,
Dude, 11th
um,
largest GDP is no joke. Like that's
that's
pretty
huge.
high up there. Yeah.
But
'Cause, I
Mexico's
mean, you
great, dude. I'm telling you.
yeah, screw it, let's just move there.
Mexico is fucking dope. We got this housing crisis here, and then we could just basically say fuck that, and then have cheap labor, cheap materials, cheap beachfront property. Think about it. If we were all just allowed to kind of fucking flow freely,
Oh yeah,
that'd be
well, I mean,
dope.
I follow a bunch of dudes on Instagram that all like live on like the Baja because they do like the desert racing trucks and all that stuff. And it's always funny because like that's where they keep their vacation homes. It's like down on Baja or like Guadalajara, Mexico, all that area. And it's always funny because it's like, yeah, I'm just building my own little shack, just bought 5 acres for the equivalent of 2,000 US dollars, and like got my little spot out here, and like that's awesome. Like that's crazy. And honestly, for the climate you live, like that's Mexico is basically California when you think about it. It's all this like
Oh yeah,
coastal, subtropical. So like that's actually why I was surprised their number one industry is not agriculture. It seems like agriculture would be number one there.
yeah. I guess I mean if you're, but I think they're including. It depends on how you think about it because they could include a commodity as like tobacco, and they could discount it from agriculture because it's like a novelty.
Oh
They
yeah,
could
that
say the
makes
same
sense. So
thing
like if it
about
was like
weed,
pineapples only, or like
coca. Yeah, it's like it's got to be like a fruit product or something. They don't even
yeah,
count their corn that they make there.
yeah,
Like
if livestock can't eat it,
corn
I think
tortillas are
actually
commodity way.
that might be what it is. Like unless it's livestock or something livestock can eat as feed, then it's not
Mhm.
considered agriculture. Because like isn't most like wheat and
Well, if
corn is
you have
farmed just to feed cows?
Well, if you think about it, these people have wheat farms and stuff like that. They'll just fucking basically thresh it all and make fucking grain out of it, and they sell it as grain, and it's like a commodity,
Oh
and it's
yeah,
not
or even
considered
like
agriculture.
silage.
If
I've seen
it's
that too, where they
if it's
ferment
not
it.
go if it's not if you're not producing something that's going directly to a human to eat, like as the vegetable or something, or as then it's not considered agriculture, I think.
Huh.
In your GDP, but there's like all these different forms of measurement to measure a country's economy.
Well, see, that's the other deal too. Is like GDP isn't something very good, even economically, to base stuff off of, because there can be a very productive country, but they're running mostly off of debt, like the U.S. So our
Yeah,
GDP technically should be about 4 times higher than it is, but like once you balance everything out, it's like you don't include your credit card line of credit amount or like your credit limit. Like you don't include that amount in your overall like, oh, how much money do I have? Like you don't include that.
yeah.
But so I think that's how that's calculated. But still, it's kind of I don't know. It's super confusing because like you'll see like, oh, Italy is like uh Italy as a country has less of a GDP than California. That's weird. Like,
Mhm.
which actually probably isn't good for Italy. That means whatever California wants, they get.
I think that they just make a lot of money off of tourism, like, and then global domestic product, it only includes employed individuals, I think. So if you have a bunch of bums, like, living in your country, you can still have a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
income off of, like, tourism and other things.
yeah.
But
Versus if
global
you have just
domestic
like a bunch of old
product
people
is
with
like
money in like a trust fund or something, like that's not in it's not in circulation. Like that money isn't in circulation.
yeah, typically with, like, countries that have, like, a big amount of commodities, like, say, fucking Israel or no, like Dubai back in the day,
Oh
they
yeah.
have, like, a bunch of oil, there's, like, nobody that lives there. Their GDP is, like, super high because it's like, we have a very
Oh yeah,
few
yeah.
amount of people, and we're exporting a fuck ton of
Yeah, because it's like a
commodity,
95 percentile export rate at that point or something like that.
and they'll be, like, the number 1 GDP because of, like, the amount of people that live there or something. I think that's
Dude,
how it's calculated.
that
I'm
is
pretty
something that
sure.
blows my mind is like how much money is in Dubai. Like I don't even understand it. I don't understand how it got to that point. It's kind of
It's
mind
because they
blowing.
have a bunch of oil.
I guess
They've been
so, but like even then I can't like even
the
fathom how
guy
much that
who
must
the
be.
The guy that moved there or whatever, and he moved, like, his whole family there, and his family is, like, fat as fuck because he has, like, a couple wives, his fucking dad's got a couple wives, you know
He's
what I
fat
mean? His
because he's
family's
got
huge, his family's massive. So he
yeah.
moves, like, fucking 3,000 people into the middle of the fucking desert, but he builds a own city out there because he's got a bunch of oil leases, like, everywhere. He's, like, a really rich oil dude, basically.
Dude, that's what sucks. There's not like a last frontier like that anymore. Or maybe there is, but it's like you have to build a whole city out in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Well, I mean, that's just the grind, dude. Could you imagine living in the desert and then you're just ordering basically like slaves from Asia to come work for you and
Oh yeah.
you steal their passports and like burn them and you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're gonna work for me or I'm gonna shoot you." They're in the middle of the desert. It's the wild, wild west, but it's like they literally did that.
Oh
I
yeah.
swear they brought in like laborers. They said they were gonna pay them a bunch of money, which they did, but they burned their passports and told them they could never leave and threatened to like kill them if they
Oh yeah, and
left.
that's the
And
deal too.
they
It's like you can only
basically like
spend your money here, and then you
worked them
jack
to
up the
death.
prices on everything.
Yeah, they basically worked him to death because he just made his own country kind of thing.
Yeah, it always.
Money can
Well,
do
same
that.
thing with Henry Ford tried to
Money
actually make an
money
entire
can't buy
city
you
in.
happiness, but
Henry
it can
Ford
buy
tried to
you
make a
your
city in
country.
Brazil.
Mm.
Oh well, no, it can buy you Mars apparently.
In the Amazon,
Um,
dude. He tried to do it in the Amazon rainforest, right?
oh yeah, well yeah, yeah. Henry Ford tried to start up a city in Brazil called like Fordlandia or something, and that was like
Oh,
the kind of like
yeah.
the joking name of it. But I watched like one of those little quick I don't know, those like 20-minute long YouTube videos. It's like everything you need to know about blank, and it was something like that, or like the blank you never knew about but you want to hear about, like stuff like that. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, one of those. It was on that, and it was just nuts because it was
It's
literally
like
like 40,000
Henry Ford
people
is a
that just lived in the middle
racist
of nowhere.
and a dick.
Well, and there was no roads in or out. Like the only way you could get in was by plane and or by the shipping port, but they didn't have like a civilian port.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
literally the only way you could leave was on a cargo ship.
One of the most shocking things about that whole ordeal was, the not 8 to 5 workday, the 40-hour work week, and these people were used to, like, sleeping in the morning or sleeping in the hot sun, like, in the afternoon, like, early in the morning, they're sleeping, they wake up, they work, and then they take a nap throughout, like, the daytime when the sun is the hottest,
Oh
but
yeah,
he goes down there, he's like, "No, everybody's working 9 to 5," and then, like,
and everybody's passing out.
hundreds of people died of, like, heat exhaustion and stuff. He's like, "Why am I
Yeah.
losing all my workers?" So he had to, like, get more workers from, like,
He should have
even
just
farther
after
out.
he invented the
So he had to pay more money, and then he forced them to live in these, like, communities, and he, like, forced them to eat, like, American food, like, hamburgers and hot dogs and shit.
Oh,
Like,
dude, that is what I love. Like whenever somebody tries to do like like when a foreign person tries to do an impression of an American and they can't speak English, they're always like, "Oh, hamburger, hot dog, yes. Thank you, sir, Mr. Hot Dog, hamburger, thank you." You know, they always say stuff like
that you gotta get the hot dog and then make it into a
have you,
hamburger.
dude, have you seen there's this video of this I don't know. It's like some Asian guy doing a Obama impression, but it's so good because he can only say like 2 words, but the rest he's just saying in like Mandarin or something, like in broke like he's just not even speaking English, but he's like Wang Ju Bao Undo Gundong. And like, but he's like doing an Obama It's the funniest thing, and he looks exactly like him. But yeah, I just love that. It's like what they think America is like, and it's like, ooh, hamburger, hot dog, big car.
Hong
Which
Kong.
honestly, I like all three
I
of those things. So
I hate president.
can I has cheeseburger?
Actually, other countries are making fun of our president, bro.
Oh, I can't believe that. That's not possible.
Yeah,
What are you talking about, dude? He's a genius.
they're just having their way with us.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's funny though. If anything, it just helps people realize that like none of this is legitimate. Not like it's not authority you should look up to or even take seriously. Like you should take it seriously because they will destroy you and have no problem with it. But it's just good to be aware of like they're just not people to look up to. Everybody's after you. That's the deal. If somebody's like, "Yep, I need in your wallet," they're a thief every time. Somebody with millions and billions of dollars of tanks and weapons doesn't need my 25 grand a year or whatever it is I give them. Especially just to get harassed and have your property stolen, that type of thing.
This dog's passed out, bro.
Dogo.
Look at this.
Dude, who was
it's
it
got
that
its
had
back legs and with its front legs mixed together.
Oh, nice.
Its
Yeah, I
legs
always
are all
call
mixed.
that
It's a hog tie. I could hog tie 'em
no,
so
she's
easy.
doing like the Italian hand with all of her feet,
Yeah. She's just dead asleep. That dog sleeps a lot, bro.
So I have bought 3 blades for my lawnmower and none of them fit.
Oh,
And
do you not know what kind of lawnmower you have?
I do. I just keep buying the no-name ones off of Amazon that are $15 and they're always backwards. Like the blade part is on the wrong side.
Well, you
So I just
just
have to buy
flip
a
it.
Toro one and they're
You just
$45.
flip it.
No, you can't because where it mounts, it is like cupped like this and it can only go one way. So I guess I just have it's the most common lawnmower on earth, but I cannot find the right blade for it at any like Lowe's or Home Depot. So I'm just gonna have to go I'm gonna have to
Dude,
order from Toro and it's like $45 and this whole mower is only worth $45, so I don't know what to do.
I went to Home Depot and I was just looking through the aisles and they had one blade for my mower. It was like the exact model of my mowers right when I bought my mower. And I was like, dude, I'm just gonna buy this. They only had like one left, and I bet you couldn't fucking find it anywhere. Well, you probably could. It's a pretty common mower.
Oh, the Honda GRX or whatever it is.
It's got two different blade. It's got two blades on it, and it basically
Yeah,
so
one's
you
like
can put
this,
it
the
in
other
the
one's like that.
mulch. Yeah, they're weird. They like fan out, and it's one is to like chop the grass, and the other one comes directly behind. It's got 4 blades on it, basically. The mower does.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's got like a mulching blade and the other one, but you can take the other one off if you just want to bag it or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a weird ass blade, and I was like, "Fuck, I should get an extra blade for this while I have the opportunity."
Dude,
And
that's what I
it
want to get as a
was.
bagger,
Oh, really?
so
Nah,
I can
dude, you
save all
got
my
them all.
grass clippings. Well, I always like my grass gets way too tall. Like if I
Mm,
mow it twice a week, I'm cutting 2 inches at least of grass off. So I have to like rake up all these clippings, even if I mulch it. Like it still is like just piles of clippings, and
uh,
it's getting annoying to rake because I put it all in my garden and my compost pile. But if I had a bagger, it's just like, oh, I'll just bag it really quick and just dump the whole bag in my compost instead of having to, chase it around, raking and all that stuff. But yeah, I almost bought a new one the other day, but this one I just put a new carburetor on it, put new wheels on the back, tried to get a new blade, changed the oil, but this thing's old. This is Trey's mom's old mower from probably 15 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I did some yard work for her one time. I just came by and like trimmed all of her hedges. And she's like, okay, cool. Well, you can have that lawnmower if you want it. Or I can give you like $40. I was like, I'll take the lawnmower. Like
Hell
$40
yeah.
lawnmower. That's not, it was like an hour's worth of work for a lawnmower. That's not bad.
That's dope.
But
Yeah,
it works all right.
I probably remember that lawnmower. I probably have used that lawnmower a time or two.
Oh, probably, man. It's just
I,
this
I think I remember going to Sears and getting like the
little Toro.
fucking auto choke replaced in it or some shit.
Oh yeah, whenever
We took it into Sears, like brought the lawnmower, and they like repaired it in the store. It was
well, dude, that's what it's hilarious because like when I first got it just recently. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. It had this little yellow service tag hanging on it when I got it. And I was like, who took this lawnmower to a shop? This is a $200 lawnmower. It's like, why would you even get it repaired? But I guess this is what that's from. I don't know if it's Sears or not. It's just generic. But that cracks me up. That's probably the same tag where you got it, whenever you guys picked it up. Trey, can you take the lawnmower to Sears?
Yeah, I totally remember doing that. I used to go on so many fucking random adventures with Trey because his mom would send him on some weird errands, or his
Yeah.
work would. He'd be like, "Hey, I gotta go pick up some steel from this fucking lumber yard in Coweta. Do you want to come with me and I'll give you like a dip?"
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
like,
I gotta
"Sure."
go I have to go buy a tree. It's like, what? I did that with him one time. Like we had to go get it wasn't even for him, it was for I think it was for his sister or maybe his brother. I don't know. It was one of them, but like basically somebody ran over one of the bushes in their yard and he had to go buy a new one. Or like somebody killed it with on accident or something like that. He had to go buy like a new like bush, but it's like a tall one. He's like, yeah, I gotta go pick up a tree. It's like, what the hell? He's like, yeah, I'll be over later. I'm gonna go pick up a tree because that was always his thing. He's like, hey man, you want to hang out? I was like, yeah, right after I go. I gotta go to the meat processor and pick up the wallet I accidentally gave them, or so. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, it's only a
Yeah,
two
it's
and a half
always
hour.
something
It's only a
random.
2.5 hour trip. I'll be back soon. Like,
Yeah. So you're gonna be back at 3 in the morning.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That dude. I couldn't believe how much he would just drive. Like he was like, yeah, I put 80,000 miles on my truck this year. It's like, how did you even do that? How did you even manage to do that?
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, that shit cracks me up. Yeah, I miss the good old days of. Well, I
Driving
mean, that's all
around.
we did. Yeah, just drive around. It's like, hey, we're out of school. Let's just drive around for 4 hours. Like that's literally what I used to do. I can't believe that. I couldn't even afford to do that. Honestly, I couldn't even
Let's go
afford
to
to do that
Sand
right now.
Springs. Let's go to Sand Springs and back. Dude, gas was
Oh no.
expensive whenever I was younger. It
Oh
was
no,
like
dude.
$4 whenever I was younger, bro.
Whenever I got my license, I think it was like probably about $3. Like still expensive, but yeah, we would all when I first got my Jeep, like me and my buddy would just like, hey, do you want to go to Fort Gibson? Yeah, sure, let's go to Fort Gibson really quick. And then we'd go
Dude,
there
I would
and then
go to
leave.
Fort Gibson a lot, yeah.
Well, we would
I'd
just
go
go there,
there.
park
I
and
would
take pictures of our cars and then leave.
that
That's
sucks.
stupid. I miss
That
that
is
shit
pretty
though. It's
stupid.
fun.
But I would go there to fish, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, next time you're in Oklahoma, we need to go to my aunt's lake house, dude. It's awesome. You'd love it. Like she got and
Oh,
she's
hell
even
yeah.
telling me, I was like, why didn't you have something like this when I was in high school? Like that's because like she's really cool. She's always like, oh yeah, I don't even need to be here. Just tell me whenever you guys are there and just make sure the jet skis you put gas back in them. And I was like, what? Like we just have a free lake house with jet skis?
Oh,
Uh
hell yeah.
oh, we have an alcoholic joining the chat.
Oh,
That's the
no. He's
first.
wearing Adidas, dude.
That's the first alcohol I've had in a long time.
Well, that was several hours ago, so you probably feel pretty terrible by now, huh?
Well, I don't have a headache because I drank a lot of water, but it was like a bunch of
Uh,
pilots. I found like the local watering hole where all the pilots go, and I like didn't really pay for anything because I kept winning the darts game, so they just kept buying me drinks.
Hell yeah. Were they all talking about Maverick?
A few of them were, yeah.
Wait, is that like a Top Gun reference or some shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the new top.
I heard it's good. I heard it's good.
I
heard
know.
it was
I was
good, too.
surprised. Everything I've seen is like a glowing review of it. I thought it was going to be a stinker.
Is it
Everything
still
I've
bright
seen
outside?
is like China is very upset about this flag
Yeah.
on this
Well, it's
guy's
probably
shirt.
good then. If China's upset, it's probably a good movie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If
Is it
China's
still bright outside in Oklahoma?
No. Not
Yeah,
It looks
Oh.
like it is. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's only 7. It's been
Oh,
cloudy
okay.
though. It should be brighter.
Wait,
It's
it's 9 here, and it's
Oh wait, no,
basically
it's 8 here.
completely
Sorry.
dark. Like you can see maybe some twilight like in the background.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark here.
I'm at the airport.
It's daytime
Wait.
there.
Where
Yeah,
are
it's
you? Or what
10 a.m.
country are you in?
I'm in Seoul right now.
Oh.
What is
I'm
that?
going to Vietnam. So
Oh, hell yeah. Little Hanoi?
Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Dang,
Saigon.
dude,
Yeah.
Are you going to go?
that's freaking sick. That's dope.
Oh, yeah. I've
I
heard
don't even know where Seoul is. What the fuck is Seoul, dude?
Seoul is the capital city.
Of
It's
what?
like the
South Korea.
Korea.
Oh fuck.
This airport, it sucks because this airport's like the only one that has international flights. So it's like a country of like 50 million people, and there's only one airport.
Oh, my God. To get in and out?
Yeah,
That's terrible.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's pretty insane, but it looks pretty dope. Like it looks like
It's nice.
it looks
This
like
is like
they
the-
have. You know
This
what
is
it
like the
looks like? It
smaller-
looks like the Eastland Mall. Like
Yeah, it does. It's got
It
the
looks like
tent
the
ceiling.
Eastland Mall.
It does, yeah. Woodland Hills Mall. Is that what
No, there's one that was on like 41st. There was a different mall, and they had like all these.
you know the
It was
one
in,
on
like,
31st
East Tulsa.
by
Yeah.
Matt's house? Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, and now it's just like the place you go to get your food handler's permit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I got my food handler's permit there.
Me
So
too.
did I.
But I remember going to see a movie there when I was a kid, and I also
yeah.
remember I used to go there with my mom, and she would be like, "Oh, they have the best corn dogs here," and me and her would always get a corn dog.
Oh yeah, hot dog on a stick where they had the tall hats.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
We would always
They also
go there.
had KB Toys used to be there too, and it's like the best toy store. And they always had like those little rats that were attached to a ball, and they'd be like going around on the floor.
Yeah, I remember that. And it was like the most crazy thing because you're like, "Whoa, it's like remote control that looks just."
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we would always see those like, wow, our dog would love that.
Our dog.
Our dog
dag.
would love that.
My dag
Dag.
is sleeping. She blends in really well though. You can see her butt pretty good. Work it, girl. I can feel the heat radiating off of her. She must be having a nap.
She's large.
She's just long. She's really short. She's like a wiener dog. She's kind of built like a wiener dog in a sense.
Good old Ween.
I don't want to eat. I don't have a hangover. I just feel like nauseous.
You know, you should eat some like bugs or something.
No, the only place I can find is a pasta place, and I haven't eaten pasta in like forever because I'm on that diet thing. So it's gonna bloat me.
Shit.
I'm gonna feel so full. Dude, I'm going to
What
a
do y'all
restaurant
even?
tonight, though. So Google this restaurant. I'm going to a place called The Truffle in Ho Chi Minh City. It's like,
Truffle.
dude, it's like on the top of a skyscraper. It's insane.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Where is it at?
In Ho Chi Minh City. It's called Truffle. Dude,
Yeah.
it looks nice. And I'm going by myself.
Ho Chi Minh
yeah.
City wasn't where Tank Man was, or was that the Forbidden City?
No, that was that was wow, Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it this
Yeah,
set?
yeah,
Ho Chi
that's
Minh
it.
City wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
that's
That
no,
looks
no, the
pretty
That's
first one.
sick.
cool.
It's the first one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Vietnam.
So
Dude,
is everything made with
Whoa.
truffle oil?
I have no idea. I don't even like truffle. I
Yeah,
just
it is
said, screw it.
weird.
It's gonna be the most expensive meal I've ever eaten in my life, but I want to go all out.
Hell yeah, treat
Do
yourself.
it. Do it. That
Hey,
sounds sick.
it's June 1st. Treat yourself.
Yeah.
That sounds
Well,
dope. Yeah,
uh,
June 1st. It's a lucky day. Wait, is it June 2nd where you're at?
It is Thursday where I'm at.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck. You already passed June 1st.
Well, it's
Damn it.
actually Thursday the 1st there. It's a different day, but the same date.
Is it? Is it the
No, I
first?
don't think so.
No.
I
What?
could close my thing. Let me check real quick. It's the tooth.
Oh, it's the tooth. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Dude.
Or the tooth, the
Yeah.
sexton. Yeah,
Yo, yesterday was the one. So
the one. Yeah. What do you guys drink there? Is it just like Ting Tao and like
I went to
Asahi or whatever?
I went to a bar owned by a New Zealand dude, so they were all like foreigners. And then I went to a Russian bar next door. So it was like just your basic beers like I had
Russian
Guinness,
bar?
I had a Moscow Mule. Yeah, it was owned by like this Russian girl who's dating one of the pilots.
She was like, fuck Ukraine.
No, she moved here because she doesn't like Putin. That's why she moved here.
Oh,
That's what she
okay.
told me.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
her
why? I was
cover
like, why
story.
Korea? I said, why
That's
Korea? She said, I don't like Putin.
Dude,
oh
that's what's
man.
crazy. Is like this is the war of the middle class refugees.
Yeah, right.
Like all the refugees like make good money there, and they're like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
Yeah, right.
If they can
Well,
even get out.
I
good money
guess
compared to like the. I'm gonna move to a better seat. Good money
communism.
compared to like oh, this is so much better. This chair is so much nicer. Yeah, compared to the Middle East.
The Middle
Yeah,
East.
you want to talk about a divide among the class of the Middle East is crazy. It's like we are just talking about Dubai, where it's like, yeah, I just made
There we go.
myself an island, and meanwhile another family's living in what's left of a tarp.
That is, yeah. Well, that's most of the Middle East,
Yeah, it's
actually.
like this
Now that I think about it.
12-bedroom apartment is just for my motorcycles.
Yeah, the wealth disparage is crazy there because they're wealthy or super wealthy.
Comparatively, yeah. Oh, my food. One sec.
Hell yeah, dude! I haven't been in an airport for a while. Makes me want to travel again.
Somebody's gonna steal his phone.
Yeah, we're just gonna go on an adventure.
No, that doesn't happen here. I told you how you reserve your seat in a bar, right? Like you leave your phone there at the bar. And then
Nice.
and then they like no one's gonna take it. So
What do you think the worst? What do you think the worst country for pickpocketing is?
Pasta.
I
You
know.
actually went through with the pasta?
Yeah. The worst country what?
What do you think the worst country for pickpocketing is, as far as like in the airports and stuff like that?
Oh,
Train
probably
stations?
like somewhere in India or maybe like Africa or somewhere in Africa or I don't know.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
know
we're probably like the
Western Europe's pretty bad.
Where like the actual like airport security people are the ones that are pickpocketing you. It's like not just civilians.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about
that's like
going to.
Those are good guesses. Yeah, Africa or India. Those are
Yeah.
really good guesses. I
For
wonder
some
what
reason, I wanted to
actual-
say like Scotland or Germany, but I
Well,
don't. Or like
Western
Turkey.
Europe's pretty bad, and only because like they can't do it in Eastern Europe because there's no tourists, and if you did it in Eastern Europe, you'd get punched in the face. But in Western Europe, they'll just like police.
Dude, Western Europeans are pussies. Like, just say it.
Yeah.
They are. They'll be sitting there getting beat up and they're like, I'm sorry. Like they'll get in a bar fight, like totally be sucker punched and apologize for it.
This is from traveler.com.au. Top 10 worst pickpocket places. Spain is number 1. Number
Okay.
2 is Italy. Number 3 is the Czech Republic. Number 4 is another place in Spain. Number 5 is a place in France.
Dang.
Those are cities. Yeah, okay.
I'm
These
thinking
are,
about. Tell me if this sounds good. I'm thinking about going to Sedona, Arizona.
this one puts
Mm.
Washington D.C. as number 5.
Mm.
Has anybody
DC.
been to Sedona?
No, don't. Well, why would you go there? No,
Because it
don't
looks
do
really
that.
cool. They got cool mountains and stuff.
Go
From what
to
I've
go to Flagstaff.
from
Yeah,
what I've heard,
it's really close by. Like Flagstaff is an hour and a half away, I think.
Yeah. Northern Arizona is beautiful. The forests and stuff.
Well, that's what I thought. Is like it's kind of like desert, so it doesn't get too much rain, but it doesn't really get crazy hot there like Phoenix. Like Phoenix is like 112 every day. Like Flagstaff is more like like Oklahoma kind of.
But no. Flagstaff is like desert, but then like if you go to the forest, it's like a nice forest that gets like a whole bunch of snow.
Nice. Oh yeah, those are the pictures I was looking at of it. It was, or like when you look at it on Google Maps, there's snow on everything, and it's weird
Yeah,
because you're like,
I drove through there during like a blizzard, and it was so pretty.
damn.
It was
Yeah, I
really
just like those
nice.
mountains a lot. Like, and the whole place is just trails, and that's what's cool too. Is if you drive, it's like a 2.5 hour drive to get to the south rim of the Grand Canyon.
dude, I would
So
miss
Yeah.
I was thinking
plants
about
too
staying
much.
there for like a week.
I would miss plants. I need to have plants around
Oh,
me
dude, there's a
all
lot
the
of plants there. They're crazy looking plants. They're like, it's like, oh, look at that crappy little bush, and it's like 1,000 years old.
No.
Like
Yeah, and it
stuff
looks
at like
all
high
sad
elevation like
and
that is just
terrible.
ancient. Well, yeah, like those
Well, they
cedar
have like
trees, they get destroyed
You
and
know
they're
what looks
still
cool is
living.
tropical plants, dude. You need to live in
I
the
remember we went.
rainforest. You need
They have
to
a
Well, a
live.
petrified
vacation is to
forest.
get away.
They have a petrified forest, which is like trees that are like thousands of years
Oh, hell
old,
yeah.
or
Yeah, I
millions
went
of
to one
years
of
old,
those
maybe.
in Southwest Colorado by like Durango. There was something
Okay.
like that where it was you could pan for gold there, and they also had like a ton of petrified trees, and they were
Yeah, that's
all
pretty cool.
they weren't like naturally as they lay though. They were all kind
Fuck,
of like on
I went to
display.
something like that too, and there was like, yeah, some gold fucking panning shit there, and there was like a bunch of old woods.
Yeah, and there's something where you could like chip for fossils and stuff like that. It's really expensive though. It was like $60 per kid. It was insane. So like I think they
Jeez.
might have actually like they were that was a gold mine in and of itself, I guess. But yeah, dude, I just like the Southwest a lot, and it's really not that far from where I live, but like it's the flights are at least not bad. Like you can get direct flights out there and get a rental car for a decent price because it's close to a big city, stuff like
Booyah.
that. But I was thinking about going to San Diego, but I've already been there, so might as well go somewhere completely different, like new. I've never been
Yeah,
to. So the only part of Arizona I've been to is the airport. So
dude, you
Yeah.
need to go down to like the fucking. You need to go to Yuma,
oh yeah,
or something. Yeah, you need to
yeah,
go
by like
down to the
Mexicali.
south. Yeah,
Yeah,
you need because they have like these crazy national parks there that are like sinkhole national parks where it's like a
yeah.
sinkhole and then it's just like a beautiful blue water that you can like swim in. Like it's
Oh
like a
yeah, they
public
call those
area.
cenotes. Cenotes.
Dude, there's
What
some crazy shit in like super southern Arizona area.
what you should do is go to the airport and get the cheapest ticket, and you shouldn't look at its destination. You should just wait until you get there to find out where you are.
I don't want to go to St. Louis. St. Louis sucks. Or like Jackson, Mississippi. I don't want to go there. We actually drove through Jackson one time, and we asked the people at the hotel, or it was like on our way to Florida. We were just staying in Jackson, and we're like, "Is there like a
Jackson
good like
sucks.
family, like is there a good like family restaurant to go around here?" And they're like, "Oh no, don't take your family anywhere around here."
Yeah.
They're like,
You
"This
know
is
what's
not a
even
fit
worse than
place
it
for
though?
families."
Birmingham, Alabama is terrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I think
Dude,
so
that's
too.
Mobile's
my
pretty
least
rough
favorite.
too.
Yeah, it is, but man, I hate Birmingham. It's one of my
Dude,
least
okay,
favorite cities.
I drove through Birmingham and
It's so bad.
I I it was basically from Oklahoma to Birmingham, and then we were gonna stay the night there in the hotel. And that whenever I opened up the car door to get out, it was just waist deep trash. There was just garbage everywhere. It was
Yeah.
like there was just hot Cheeto bags ankle deep, bro. Like you were just kicking bags of chips around. It was crazy. I was
That's
like, there's
how.
so much goddamn trash here. It was just litter everywhere.
Did
I
I
almost
ever
got
tell
in a
you
crash on
my?
the highway because somebody was high on methamphetamine and they were dozing off.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
actually got the reasoning behind it too.
No, oh yeah, you could tell because I drove right next to him and he was like he was
Oh,
nodding and
like
he just
just
looked
twitching
totally
and
out of it.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
those
Or
man.
people that
heroin. It
look
was probably
like
heroin.
they look like somebody's chasing them. They're like distressed. You know what I mean?
No. He was like his was like heroin. Like he was he
Oh,
looked
just
tired.
nodding,
Nodding
just
off.
nod. Sorry, mommy has to take a nap. You know that type
Yeah.
of shit.
While they're going
Did I
60 miles per hour.
ever tell you, Devin, my Memphis story?
No.
Well,
I
it's
don't
it's not
know.
that it's not that entertaining, but
I've never seen a city with more 22-inch rims than Memphis. Memphis has the
dude,
most
okay, well,
22-inch rims per capita out of any other city in the United States. I'm convinced.
I went
Northeast
there.
Atlanta. Northeast Atlanta is worse.
Well, Houston has
Yeah.
got some pretty bad spots. Well, really, honestly, all of
It
the
doesn't
South. If
compare
there's
to
a big city in the
Memphis
South,
has
it's
too many.
sketchy.
True.
But basically, when I was in Memphis, I just stayed there by myself for a few nights for my old job. I just had like training there, like the corporate training for Chrysler America or whatever it was. And where I stayed was actually in like this nice part. It was like East Memphis. It was over by I think it's called like North Lake or something just pretty generic like that. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go check out Beale Street and see what that's all about. Because like I was there like it was like a Thursday night. I was like, hell yeah, Beale Street, that's where you're supposed to go. It's barbecue and blues and
Beale
all that
Street's
shit.
lit, dude. It's open
But
container. Beale's a
dude,
whole square mile is like an open container, so you can just walk. All the homeless people walk around with like open bottles of liquor.
well, dude, that's why I got out of there because I pulled up and they gave me to drive there. They gave me this bright like robin's egg blue little Dodge Dart with no window tint, and I just pull up like in this parking spot like at the end of Beale Street because you can tell because like they got the whole road blocked off and then it's just like a party on the whole street.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I parked, dude, like literally as soon as I parked, I turned off the car and then I looked up and like 8 homeless people just started like coming straight towards me like zombies. And then I was like, what the hell? And then one of them, and then like I looked in the rearview mirror and one was coming from behind. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck this. And I just like turned the car back on, drove 45 minutes back to the hotel. I was like,
What
I'm
the
not even
hell?
doing I was like, I'm not even doing this. Well, like if it was me and like a group of people, it'd be fine. But it's like just me by myself
I went
wearing
with my
like
mom,
nice
dude.
clothes.
I went with my mom there, and it was a blast, bro. We took shots with like some homeless dude. It was great.
Well, it looked
What a
wild, but
bang up
like for me by
spot.
myself, I was just not feeling it. Like, dude, they were like surrounding my
I'll be
rental
back.
car.
Oh, I guess he's not leaving his phone on the table.
Yeah, he had to go throw up.
Vomit. Yeah.
He had to go throw up in a weird floor urinal. It's like in the floor,
It's just a pit.
Yeah. Or well,
Just a
it's like made
pit.
out of nice porcelain, but it's still just a hole in the floor. It's like they put a lot of. It's like probably a $1,200 toilet, but it's still just a hole in the floor. I love when they do that.
Oh man, that's
Piss
pretty
troughs, all that
crazy.
shit. Hate it. But yeah, I
I
don't
guess they
know.
probably just put some like acid eating or what do they put in there to like keep it sanitary?
Well, I mean, it's just like a toilet, so it has like a P trap, and it goes down into it's like indoor plumbing, but they just don't have like a sit down toilet. It's just a hole in the ground. It's like that's how they always squat or some shit.
Yeah.
Like
What?
that's how like a lot of Asia is, and I think Japan is probably the only Asian country that's like obsessed with fancy toilets, and that's why like all the bidets are like called like midugachu, midu
Like,
spray your ass, shit like that.
what if you fall in it or something? Then you think about that.
Yeah, exactly. What if you drop your phone in that shit? That probably happens all the time.
Or it's
They're
a
like, yeah, if you
hazard.
step in it and break your ankle, and you also get like gangrene because like you rip open your ankle whenever you break it, and then like turds get in there.
Oh, bro, you'd probably die. You would
Fuck
literally
yeah.
die.
Oh, how'd you lose your leg? Oh, I broke my ankle in a toilet hole and I got gangrene because there's poop in my cut. Yeah, what a great story.
Oh my
People love that shit.
god.
Uh, hey, when were you
Dude, that
saying
would
you
be
were coming back
tragic.
here in like a month or something, or like July?
Oh, August.
August, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
guess that's still only a month, 2 months away.
they have a Breeze airline then. And I'm thinking about I should probably just buy it right now, actually. It's from like the
Yeah, you
5th to the
should. It's just
14th.
gonna go up.
Yeah,
And at least
that's what
it's
I was
somewhat
thinking.
guaranteed.
Yeah, even if it's not guaranteed, I'm sure they'll like fucking give me a equivalent flight at a different time or something.
Yeah, because well, and see that's what's nuts, man, is flights are so expensive, and I thought it was Memorial Day weekend, but it's just the fuel cost. Like for me to get to Tampa, it's like even on that breeze now, like for a round trip to Tampa for one person, it's like $450. And I think when
Damn.
I went down there, I flew me and Lauren down there for like 280, and that's including the fees.
Dude, it's cheaper right now for me to fly to oh, I did get a flight for a different time, but I have to come down for just some other various purpose and I have to be there for like a day. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have. But it for that flight, it would have been cheaper for me to fly to like fucking Sweden, fucking Greece, Italy, like and there was like one more. It was like the Czech Republic or something. Were all cheaper for those exact dates than it was for me to fly from Tampa to Tulsa. I was like, "What the
Damn.
fuck?"
Why don't you just try to like fly to Dallas and then just like get a rental car or something?
It all goes through Dallas anyways, basically. So I did
Yeah, it
look
just
at
cuts off
that, but
a leg of the flight, I guess. That's what sucks. There's no like direct, even from Oklahoma City, there's no direct flights. Like nobody wants to come. Well, I guess that's good. Like nobody wants to come here. Um, it's
I
good.
guess.
I like living in a place that people think like really, really sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like all the people that are still here, they're like, I'm okay with this. Like there's really the only people that complain about, oh my God, Oklahoma sucks. It's so boring, or like people in high school or something.
Yeah, true.
Because like the people that are still here, like somewhat, like they're here for a reason.
Yeah, I
Like
think
I,
it's
I
just because
don't
it's
I don't hate
lawless.
Oklahoma. This is
I think
not,
it's
dude.
because
I've been places before where it's like, holy shit, how do you not just hang yourself living here? Like somewhere like in like middle of North Dakota, even
Mhm,
like parts of Canada I've been in. It's like, oh no, our whole town we only have dial-up internet,
mhm.
and that was like in 2012, I think, or 2013. Yeah,
That's
dude,
insane.
is nuts.
Yeah, I think that Oklahoma's just
Crazy.
lawless. I think that's the big draw. It's kind of outlaw vibes, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's fun if you can just like get super drunk and like cruise around on a jet ski at 40 miles an hour, and that's fun. Like you like
Yeah, it's a
without
vibe.
having to pay. Oh, you have to get your $60 per day lake license. Oh, and you're gonna need your motorized watercraft permit, and you have to apply for that 30 days ahead of time to use it on state waterways. Like like some states are just like that. Like at least here it's like, is it tagged? Have at it. Like that's.
True. I did get fucking pulled over for having a fucking inflatable boat that wasn't tagged, and I had to go to the tag agency and get it tagged, so I didn't have to pay the ticket. And I had to air up an inflatable boat at the tag agency and have the tag
Just to put
agency
this.
ladies come take pictures of it, and then I got a boat tag for it. They're like, "Do you have proof of sale?" And I was like, "My girlfriend got it for me at a Dick's Sporting Goods."
Yeah, that's what's hilarious. It's like,
Like,
you
"Oh, I don't
want
have a
me?
proof of
I
sale for
I
this."
didn't know this inner tube had a title.
Yeah, Jesus. And I had to get it tagged because it was like a $60 ticket or it was like $20 for the initial tag of the boat or whatever. And then I had to pay like $15 for stickers to put stickers on it because I had to be extra about it.
Dude, every single one of those like little
That's
fines or something always has an extortion element to it. It's like, well, this is the fine, but if you give me cash, it's like, what?
yeah, because if you have a tag on your boat, you're more likely to come out to the lake, so I can get you again. They're or maybe that's their logic. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that, dude. God
How do they make
damn.
money?
You had to blow it up in the parking lot of a tag.
I swear to God, I had to do
That cracks me up, dude. Just imagine somebody gave you like I don't know, like a 16-foot canoe for free, and you're like, oh yeah, my grandpa passed this down to me, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, $300 ticket because it's like what? It's like I'm on a
that.
pond in a neighborhood park, like stuff like a game warden just shows up out of nowhere, and that's what's crazy. They'll do shit even on like even if it's like private property technically, they'll still get you for something. They're like, oh
I
well, that
know.
you're not supposed to have flashlights after dark if you're fishing, so it's like what? Yeah, you
Yeah,
are. Like that's how you
give,
see stuff.
give me all of your cash.
Hmm.
That's what they do. They put a gun to you and they say, "Give me all the money out
Well,
of your wallet."
well, you guys are underage, so I'm gonna have you pour out your beers, but you're gonna have to put them into this food grade uh kegerator I carry around with me. This refillable
Yeah,
beer dispenser I
this
keep that has a
two hundred
tube
and
that leads to the cab
forty-four
of
ounce
my truck
mug.
for some reason. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna need you to, but this is a state sanctioned container, sir. They're so blatant about it
I'm
too.
gonna
It's
need you to
funny.
put that joint out on my asshole. I wonder.
Dude, they'll give you a ticket for not killing an animal. Like if you shoot a deer and like you don't kill it all the way, they'll give you a ticket. Isn't that funny? They literally will. They're like, "Oh, you maimed it. Here's a ticket. You're not a good enough shot." It's like, what the fuck? That is not how it works. Like the whole reason is to thin the population, right? Or like, that's what they say. And that makes a fuck ton of money for the state.
Yep, that's what the wildlife department makes a ton of money. They totally do. They have stupid money to where they'll just burn it on creating like a fucking hatchery for some fucking weird fish. But I kind of
Oh
like
yeah.
that. I think
And
that's
then the
pretty
fish
dope.
becomes invasive and kills everything
Yeah,
else.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they basically try to
Well, it's like the deal with the
sustain
paddlefish.
populations for sport. That's what I like about it. Is like they will like make paddlefish because they know paddle fishing is like fun and stuff.
Right.
So they like fucking breed them and like hatcheries and stuff. That's why it's illegal to keep one with eggs. If you hook one and or you snag one and you bring it aboard and it has eggs in it, you have to immediately drive it to the fucking Bristow hatchery or something. It's
Hmm.
like the closest one, and then you have to basically you have to surrender it, and that's your only fish for the year. You only get
Well,
one.
that's what I've noticed is there's a bunch of stipulations with paddlefish. Like the license is free or whatever, but you still have to sign up for it. And there's like
They
a bunch of
breed
these
them.
well, there's a lot of those acknowledgments or whatever. And there's like, call this number if you find one that's tagged,
Mhm.
or like you have to. And
The
like
way
they'll
you
give you,
tag it is you
well, they'll
duct tape
give you,
around its bill and you write your license number on
really?
it. They give you it's like fucking 3 letters, 3
Oh yeah,
numbers you have
don't
to
they? Yeah,
write.
they give you like a little template
Yeah,
for like how to write a label or something for them.
mhm.
Well, because that's what I've heard is this dude I used to work with in Kuwaita, he got one and um he said if you turn it in, they will give you if it's tagged on its jaw, like the little ring. If you
Mm.
turn it in, they'll give you the ring because they put a new one on with a new date. But like if you take it off without turning it in, then it's a felony or some shit.
Oh, dang.
But apparently they'll also give you money for like a tagged one. It's just like
Yeah,
sometimes
the
with like ducks
ducks.
or snow geese, they're like, hey, $250 reward for turning in a
Dude,
tag.
they put out ducks that are like have like $100,000 rings on them and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they put out big prizes, or like you'll win 10 grand and like a brand new Benelli shotgun and like 10,000 rounds of ammo or something.
Yeah,
Like
or if
they put out
because
big prizes.
well, they also because sometimes they tag them because that particular bird has a crazy flight pattern compared to the other ones, or maybe it's like the oldest one in the flock, and so they like want to keep track of all that shit. So like that info is very valuable. But it's funny that they spend that much money on info about ducks, you know?
Mhm.
Because like if you want to know how many ducks there are, just go to a pond and look. It's like, oh, no ducks here today. Go back the next day. If there's ducks, it's like, okay, yeah, the ducks are fine. But if you don't see ducks for 3 years, then you're probably fucked, I guess. Like that doesn't cost any money. Just give me a pond. What does that cost? 60 grand?
60 grand, that's a lot.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I know.
it costs you a couple of weekends during the summer and a fucking bobcat, whatever a bobcat
Well,
runs you.
that's exactly what my dad's doing. He's still in the process of building that pond in his backyard, and we've gotten like 20 inches of rain in the last month. And
Does it
I
have a
feel
hole
bad
in
for
it?
him because he's probably spent at least at this point like $30,000 on it. Like 'cause like the dirt work, and then it's fully lined with all this like thick ass rubber sheeting stuff. Like each sheet weighs 200 pounds, and it keeps like flooding. And every single time it rains, he has to pump all the water back out because he's not done like sealing everything. And I was like, dude,
Uh,
like just go buy an acreage. If you want a pond, just go buy an acreage that already has a pond on it. But I guess they want
I want
a
a pond
actual
right here.
pond in their backyard. So that's what's going on there.
That's
But
pretty crazy, dude. I don't know
so I
about.
guess technically
You
that's
just
how
have
much a
to
pond
dig a
costs.
hole, dude. My grandparents built ponds. You just dig a big hole and
Well,
fills it up
that's
with
what.
water.
Well, basically, because you know in my parents' backyard how it just has like a hill and then a big ass ravine.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, like the ravine, he just dammed up and then like shaped it all. But it's like 20 feet deep. It's a big pond, and it's like
Nice,
probably 30 feet around or so. But
nice. You could have some fish in
uh-oh,
there.
on the way to the terminal.
Yeah, to my gate. I'm almost there.
To your gate, dude. What? That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Did you
I
just
was
jump
hoping I
out
could
there?
hear some of their friendly airport announcements that they have.
Are you on
Oh
the
no.
airplane right now? Is that a South Korean airline?
No. Yes, this is a massive airplane.
It's a
Unbelievably
shopping mall
huge.
airplane.
Are you on the good or wait, no, the Hindenburg?
Dang, that
Oh
airport
god.
looked empty behind you. Looks
Oh,
like there
this
was
is the
nobody behind.
This is like the Concourse, so it's not even like
Oh,
the actual
okay.
airport. It's like the
Just getting to the other whatever.
yeah. It's like the part where they have the flights that aren't like the major flights. I think.
Mm.
Yeah. So like I'm going on like via Jet, which is not a major airline. So oh, actually,
Nice.
I think that there's my plane right there.
I love those flights whenever they're like,
Oh
okay,
shit!
we
It's
only
taking
have 20
off.
pat. I love when they're like, we only have 20 passengers aboard today, so sit wherever you want. So like everybody fits in first class.
Yeah.
Then they
I
have
had a
to like
flight.
balance it out though. They tell you like, nope, you can't. You got to go somewhere else.
So when I
Oh
moved to
man.
Korea, I had a flight from from Los Angeles to Korea. That was the flight, and there was maybe like 15 people on it, and it was like a 747, so it was like empty. It was nice.
Imagine how much money they probably lose like $150,000 for a flight like that.
They save money on gas though, so
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, because those things,
That's
I think
cool.
they're like a 747. If it's like the old school double decker 747-8 or whatever, I think the maximum takeoff weight of those is like 248,000 pounds or something like that. Like they're heavy.
Yeah,
Dude, you
yeah.
know how
But I
much
think
fucking
unloaded they're like 140 though. So
you know what I
like,
don't get? Where do they
No,
store the fucking gas at on a
in the
plane?
wings, in the fuselage.
the wings, some of them even
Dude,
have it in the tail.
there's no way you can fucking store it in the wings. There's
Yeah,
no
there's
way.
That's what they
bladders.
do. Yeah,
There's like
yeah,
these big bags, and that's how they transport fuel on planes too, in these big ass like plastic bags.
yeah.
Dude, you know how much fucking weight that would be on your wings?
Dude, aluminum is a crazy material.
Yeah.
Aluminum's a crazy material, dude, and it stretches like crazy. The wings of a plane on a 737 EP-37 Max, which is like the most common, more than regional. I would say like, what do they call that? Like just a continental
World.
flight or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Those ones, the wings, while it's flying, go up and down 5 feet, and they actually at max speed, the whole fuselage and the wings stretch by like 20%. So the plane gets 20% longer when it's flying at max speed, or something. It's something crazy. Like it's like it might not be 20, it might be 12, but that's still a crazy number. Like that's it's incredible, and they're like super safe too. That's what blows my mind.
That's insane.
It's a miracle there's not a massive plane crash every single day.
Dude, I think it's a conspiracy theory, bro. I think planes are fake.
Yeah, I don't think they exist either.
I don't know how the hell I've gotten those places, but was that just like it's like a dream?
One thing I do love
Maybe.
airports though, because you look at an airport and it's like when you look at like the flight line and stuff, it's like constantly busy. There's so many people doing different things. You got to worry about food, luggage, the plane, maintenance. You got to worry about so much stuff, and it's all like moving perfectly. It just baffles my mind every time.
Dude, there was when I was at OSU, they introduced a new degree that was just aerospace logistics, and that's all it was, like being an airport manager, and that's got to be insane. I couldn't even imagine.
Dude, it's got to be crazy. There's so many people that work at an airport.
I love
like,
watching
all these
stuff
things
like
have to
that.
come together at the same time. Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of industry, like everybody has their own exact thing, and they like everything has to work perfectly. And nowadays, like you really don't lose your luggage as much as it used. Like it used to be, like you'd always lose your luggage, but like you don't really hear about that as much anymore.
Yeah, it's just weird how do they know like you see like a truck pull up to the plane and get the luggage, and then they know like where the next plane is and like all this crazy stuff. You're just like, how? And then it's like, and they have to do it.
No,
within a certain amount of time.
the thing is, yeah, every person on that flight is probably getting on a different flight, and they have to know where to put the luggage.
Exactly, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's just a bunch of people making like $14 an hour that are just out there listening to music. You know, like they're not like super invested in it.
That's insane, dude.
They're out there just baking on the tarmac all day.
And there's a time limit,
especially in Phoenix, dude.
Oh, especially like those like flights where it's like a 20-minute turnaround and it's like a huge rush. It's like your luggage is still there. Like, how do they even do that? They like know it's like, okay, this one, send it on a motorcycle. Like, send this carry-on on a motor. Like,
yeah,
it's nuts.
Put this on the FedEx plane that flies faster or something.
Well, and that's the crazy thing too, is if they even lose it at one destination, they're like, okay, it'll be at your final destination. It usually beats you there. And it's like, what the fuck? Why wasn't an eye on that flight? Like, how did they get there?
Yeah,
dude, that's because they have fucking.
That's because airports aren't real.
Exactly. It's like, no, dude. Well, it's like they limit the speed of the plane for no reason. It's like, well, why is that one going Mach 2? Ours, we're only going 300 knots right here.
No,
like,
okay.
That's not.
How many gallons of fuel do you think that a plane takes on a trip from Las Vegas to Korea, dude?
Well, it's in pounds, and it's about probably about 130,000 pounds of fuel, which I think is like 70,000 gallons.
Yeah, they go by pounds.
Yeah.
A Boeing 747 holds approximately 48,400 to 57,285 gallons of jet fuel.
See how much jet fuel weighs per gallon, and then do the math.
Or just look it up in pounds.
Isn't it like 3.8 or something?
Yeah, I was thinking it was 2 something, but I think it is 3 point something.
213 tons, so that would be 400.
Holy shit!
426,000 pounds. And they bitch about a carry-on weighing too much or something, bro.
Well, that's why they're carrying this.
And they're carrying 426,000 pounds.
Well, that's the crazy thing. They can barely carry people.
And they're gonna fit all that fuel in those wings, dude. Those little bitty things.
Dude, those things you can crouch down inside of them. Those things are like 3 feet tall.
I watched a documentary on the food and airplanes. It was like the whole process of making the food. Because
dude, I watched that too 2 nights ago. It was recommended to me on YouTube. It was like all in the orange container. It was in I think it was in Britain. South Korea, or it was Britain.
The one I saw was in Britain.
It might have been. I don't know, but yeah, it
So
was like the thumbnail was
they
all
like
these orange
weigh,
containers of food.
and when they weigh it, they have to like the one I watched was like 2 hours long. It was like a long video. But when they make the food, they like weigh it individually, and every ounce matters. Like every gram, they like weigh it because they're like, oh, if
But
we
they're
cut it
like,
down by
fuck
two
it,
grams,
fill it
it'll
up with
save us.
400,000 pounds of jet fuel,
If
dude.
they're like, if we save 2 grams of weight per meal, then that'll save us $120,000 a year. You know, like they're so precise.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
they
that is
literally they like well, same thing with the paint. It's like some
Yeah.
planes usually like, budget airlines have very, very like vivid graphics, but it's
Well, that's why they
because
paint.
they
That's why they paint stuff white. Is because white weighs less.
yeah, but like
that's
with
insane,
the other
bro.
graphics or something like they're usually really bright colors because they paint them on so thin all the time they just have to repaint them all the time anyways. So like they'll just go for these crazy colors
Uh,
and stuff. Like that's how Breeze is. Like all their planes are just bright blue and purple. Um,
Yeah.
Spirit is like that crazy yellow color, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, like
I
it's
always
so
see the
funny. They're like,
Australian ones,
we
and
have
they're
to
like
weigh the
crazy
food.
color.
Meanwhile, the seat probably weighs 800 pounds.
Well, when
It's
I
nuts.
when I landed here, all the planes had masks on. They had painted masks on every plane.
Oh, that's
Oh
weird.
no, that's
Yeah, it was
terrifying.
funny. It was hilarious. Yeah. So all the planes had masks like
I
over
like
the
the
nose.
every
Oh
now and
my
then I
god.
see a really cool one because like the flight path, if anything's going north or east, depending on what the wind is that day, the flight path from Tulsa goes right over my house. And
Yeah, that
I saw
sucks.
one that was I forgot what
It's
airlines,
pretty
but
spooky.
it was like it was like the like Star Wars themed plane. I saw that one. I think it was Southwest. It was like it was all like black with like stars on it and like it was pretty
Huh.
cool. I also saw
Damn,
oh, what was the other one? I don't, it
that's pretty
was
crazy.
oh, it was the freaking it wasn't Air Force One, but it was one of those like support planes that's used by it's actually by the Navy, but it looks exactly like the same like livery or whatever as Air Force Ones look like blue on the bottom, then like that kind of gold
Oh,
stripe and then white. And it was like it wasn't a KC-135, but it was like a plane like that size, but it was in that like pattern and stuff, and it's pretty crazy. I was like, what the hell? What's the president doing here? And I looked it up, and it wasn't. It was the Navy, but I guess Air Force. Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty wild.
Dope.
huh.
They store a
Yeah, I
ton of
like
planes
planes.
in Tulsa, dude. A bunch of like, there's a whole bunch of cool like. If you really like planes, my grandpa can take you to some places, dude. There's a bunch of cool planes like around Oklahoma, like with like there's a bunch of cool plane museums and shit.
Dude,
I remember.
I'm gonna start flight school within the next year. I just gotta save up a little bit more money and figure out a little bit more time. But I think as soon as we get a house squared away, I'm gonna start flight school.
That
I
sounds
remember
dope.
Clifton. Clifton would like drive to the airport and just watch the planes, and he'd be like, "Oh, that's a blah 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 blah," and then he'd pull out his phone and he'd be like tracking them, like, "Oh, this one's headed to Seattle."
Damn, that is
That's what he would do
exactly
for fun.
me. That's terrible. That's
Yeah.
me. I don't go to the airport, but I do that in my backyard. I'm like, well, I'll guess it because like I know the times now, and I'll be like, Lauren, that's United, and it's going to Las Vegas. And she's like, what? Like, what are you
Oh my
talking about?
goodness.
Like, and I just pull up my phone. I'm like, yep, I was right.
And then what you do is you'll look up at the plane and you'll be like, "One day I'll be on that flight."
It's like, well, I'm like, who the fuck's going to Las Vegas at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? Stuff like that.
Dude, it's
It's
probably
like
some guy trying to sell some marijuana, fucking grow lights
you're
or
right.
something.
It's all of those, dude. It probably is. It's all those weed industry people. Because there's also a bunch of
Dude,
flights to Denver.
I come back on Sunday and my flight leaves Ho Chi Minh on, let me check. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It leaves at 2:35 a.m.
Damn, that's a red eye
What?
Yeah, yeah,
for sure.
That's
That's crazy.
intense, bro.
yeah. It's gonna be a rough flight.
How long is it?
I'm
Like
just
probably 4 hours.
3-4 hours around there. Yeah.
That's not
Actually,
too.
let me
Well, I
check.
guess you
It's
could get a little bit of sleep, but that's not like a full night's sleep.
Yeah, I would just
it's
sleep, dude.
oh, what? Why is that one so long? Oh no, it's a 5-hour flight. Okay.
Damn, that's weird.
Yeah, 5 hours. Damn.
I don't know. You better
I did
get
not
some
realize this flight was 5 hours.
Xanax or something, dude.
Well, I mean, yeah, Vietnam's pretty. Yeah, I mean that's pretty far. What is that? Like a couple thousand miles?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was only gonna be 3 hours.
Yeah,
But
that's
there's a
like
time
basically
change. So,
that's like going from here to New York City.
yeah. I got 15 minutes till they board, and it doesn't look too. The waiting area doesn't look too packed, so maybe it's not gonna be a.
Please put
Busy
away
plane.
all laptops.
Oh God, I hate that.
I gotta figure out something to eat, dog.
I don't like how it's different in every single airport. It's like, oh, this one you have to take your shoes off, but the next one, no,
Yeah.
leave your shoes on, but take your
Your belt off.
laptop out, but you can keep your phone in your pocket. It's like, what?
Yeah, take your earbuds out, but if you do
It's
the
like,
Macarena,
well, it was like in Atlanta, they just told me something completely different. So what is it? They always do
Yeah.
that, man. It's weird. It's like, oh,
Well, in the
you can't bring
US,
that hot food on the plane. You can only bring cold food on the plane. What?
do you know
Excuse me.
you don't know the password?
You know the best part?
what I hate about airports in the US is security takes so long to go through.
Yeah, it really does. And they're always.
Dude, here
I feel
security
like
is like so fast.
them rushing people and making people nervous makes it go even slower because then people forget stuff. And it's like,
Exactly. Yeah.
and they don't have like signs that say exactly what to do. It's all like verbal commands from some 50-year-old guy that is like with a strong northeastern accent. You can't understand anything he's saying. Take your
Or from
shoes
some
off and pull out your
18-year-old
belt. You know, it's like what?
or some 18-year-old who just doesn't want to be there and he'll just say it lazily.
Oh yeah, he's just sitting there staring at people's shoes.
Or you'll have like the short, fat chick who thinks she's the warden at Auschwitz and she'll be
Oh
like
yeah.
screaming commands.
Well, basically that's all it is. It's those ladies and then autistic guys.
I went
Yeah.
through an airport in California with my whole family, and I had a hoodie on, and I had like a very tight shirt on underneath it, and it was a very tight hoodie on me, and it was basically like a t-shirt kind of material. And he's like, "Take off your hoodie" at the airport, and I was like, "Well, it's kind of an inconvenience." And he goes, "Oh, it's an inconvenience to you. It's an inconvenience to you. It's an inconvenience to you." And he just started. He like fucking broke. He was like he like
He broke.
You know why? You know why, right? He was a robot. Airports aren't real.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so,
exactly.
dude. I'm convinced.
He was just
The AI.
the animatronic Chuck E. Cheese, but reskinned.
Yeah, he like fucking had a malfunction.
Just
or
reskinned
something. It was
into
weird.
a 26-year-old Puerto Rican guy.
Devin witnessed the simulation breaking, like a
Yeah.
GTA character.
I've
just, like,
I've
totally
witnessed it
breaking.
a couple of
It
times.
sent you back to the lobby.
That's not the only time that's happened to me. Trust me. I've seen some weird things happen in my life that shouldn't have happened. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, dude. Yeah, one time I was vaping in a toilet stall, and the people next to me sounded like they were just throwing like those little baby potatoes into the toilet, just like a like full pitch. Just it was nuts.
Baby potato.
Like I was hearing
What?
splashes, and I was hearing it hit the floor. I don't understand how that happens.
What?
Like a splash out of the toilet into the floor. Yeah, it was at the Dallas airport. Dude, the Dallas airport is the most. It's disgusting.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
it
so
totally
dirty.
is.
It's so dirty.
Even
No,
the
yeah.
even the brand new parts of it smell like feet. Everything smells like piss
Yeah.
and feet.
You're trying to
But
hit
the
your
new
e-cig in the
Houston- the new
bathroom, and there's
Houston
12
airport.
people shitting.
Houston has a new
All
airport,
next
and it's
to-
really nice.
Oh, I haven't been. Is it the
It's
the
nice.
Bob Hope one?
Is it the George Washington one?
I'm not sure, but I went there in March.
Oh
and
wait,
it was
no,
nice.
it's the George Bush one. The George Bush one?
It is. It's nice, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that one's nice as fuck, dude. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have
'cause they have George Bush and Bob Hope.
in one of the
I think.
terminals. They have an exhibit with all the cats that do this or whatever. You know, the dolls or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And there was literally like fucking probably 30,000 of those things lined up on a big shelf, and I was
Damn.
like, cool. And they were all in sync. It wasn't real, dude.
Dude, the Atlanta airport's crazy because like the underground tunnels are like one of them's like a rainforest and has like bird noises and shit,
Yeah.
and then the other one is just like nothing. It's just like white with like a tile ceiling. It's hilarious. And there's so many freaking people in there. Like it's
massive.
like just walking from one terminal to the other, you pass like 3,000 people. It's crazy.
The worst one is O'Hare.
Oh, I've never been
yeah.
there.
Dude, it's
I've
so
been
bad.
there, dude. They're like, hey, get on this weird train if you want to go anywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
and then like you'll
my
like look. I remember looking at the airport.
My
outside the
uncle was
airport.
supposed to pick me up from there, and then he just told me to get on the fucking train. So I was like 15. I had to find my way to some train and ride it. It was terrible, dude. I'm surprised I didn't get lost.
Yeah,
I
dude,
remember
trains
looking
catch me
at
out because
one of
there's
the
no way you can
terminals.
get off that thing.
Mhm.
I had to go to my gate, and I remember looking out the window of the airport and seeing like a city in the distance, like far away, and they're like, "It's over there. You can see it from here." And that was the It was like 20 miles away.
Yeah, it's so far, dude. You have to ride a train to the city.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
Denver is. You can barely see the mountains from the airport,
Yeah.
like barely. And it's like an hour drive to downtown. But
No.
but yeah, dude, San Diego is crazy because like you look out the terminal and the runway is super short, and you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And you watch the planes land, and each one that you watch land, you're like, they're not gonna make it, they're not gonna make it, or they're gonna overshoot this. Because there's like a neighborhood on each side of the runway too. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah. Well,
But
that's like
I just remember when we were
LAX is the
taking
same
off.
way.
Well, yeah, like when we were taking off, it was just like that was the most vertical I've ever been in like a commercial airline. I don't know what, I guess they have to do that, but like
Mhm.
it was literally like your head slams back and then
Yeah, they do have
immediately
to
the
kind
nose
of
is up.
jet up.
It's crazy.
But at least the airport in San Diego is close to the city.
Oh,
It's like a
like
5-minute drive.
there.
It's like a
It's
5-minute
like
drive. Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
15-minute walk to downtown.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Because we had a shuttle from the airport to right next to the baseball stadium, like by the gas lamp district, and it was maybe like a 6-minute drive, and there was a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a
it wasn't
cool
that bad
place.
of
I
a
mean,
drive at all.
it wasn't that bad for California. Like that's my first time being in California, like as an adult and stuff. Like that's
Dude, apparently
it wasn't
Northern
that bad.
California is where it's at, though.
Yeah, I
I'm
want
gonna
to
go
go
because
there.
I think people are starting to line up. So peace out.
Okay, safe
Peace
travels.
out, dog. Take it sleazy. God, what an interesting guy. He's going to fucking eat on top of a building and then fly back at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that seems unreasonable, but I guess he probably only has a couple days off.
Oh, yeah, true. He's just going to go explore.
Maybe it's like their Korean New Year or something like that. You never know. Damn.
They're pretty crazy.
Yes,
Polynesians are
sir.
pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, you forgot to talk about Polynesians.
So it's like this formation of islands. It's big as fuck. It's like east of Africa, and it's like 1,200 islands. It's thought to be settled by these Polynesians that might have been early people from Thailand way back in the day, like fucking 1000 BCE. Like, I'm talking some way back shit. Easter Island wasn't settled till like fucking year 1000. To put that in perspective,
What?
you know.
Who did you think it was?
Oh fuck, dude, I might have to go, bro.
Yeah, what's all that beeping? It sounds like your pizza rolls are done.
Something like that.
Well, dog, yeah, we'll keep it up with the Polynesian chit chat next week here on the I don't even know what this is called. What is this one titled?
I forgot.
Oh my God, there's something beeping at my house too.
it's called How to Be a Polynesian.
How to be a Polynesian. Well, what you want to do is just break yourself up into thousands of these small islands all across Eastern Africa, and you
You
want
gotta
to have a
like
secret history.
1000 BCE, bro. You gotta like develop your own language, but Easter Island's like later. Then you want to cut down all your trees and your entire island just to fucking roll these big heads that you carved off the top of the hill all the way down to because you really like the ocean. These Polynesians, they really like the ocean. That's step one. You gotta really like the ocean and not give a fuck, basically.
Oh yeah.
Not give a fuck about
I don't like
anything,
the ocean.
but really fear the ocean. You cannot like the ocean.
Ah, I hate the ocean. I'm on an island in the middle of the ocean. Ah. Dude, that's why they made those creepy ass statues
Dude, I
later
gotta
on,
go.
because they
I
just all
gotta
went
go.
crazy.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
see what that beeping's
All right.
about, dude.
Bye. Bye. Peace out.